In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Tuesday, July 30th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our July 30th MLB bet slate we got going on for Tuesday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 7.41 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. So, guys, if you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience. All right. Now, for that Patreon here, we had some mediocre day. We'll see what happens with the late games here with the Nationals, especially. They're up right now 6-0. So I had the over in that. I posted that early in the morning. I posted 2 plays early in the morning. Baltimore Orioles, the game 1 money line, and I posted, because I loved it last night in the video, was the Diamondbacks and Nationals on the over. All right, so right now it's already 6 runs in the 3rd inning. So some of the cash outs were like $5 or $10 away. So I might as well just take the money. Take the money. Why are you waiting 6-7 innings just for $10 when you're getting 90% of your money there? So took the cash out on that, and we had the Baltimore Orioles here. So we had a pretty solid day. Had a home run hit in that game as well, Alex Call. And these are the things that can really change your day on the outlook here. These home run bets are huge. Plus 750 on a home run. That can take you going from a negative day to a positive day very, very quickly. That came through. I had Reds as home dogs pretty much. I had that on the money line as well. We got a couple more plays coming in once this the MLB slate finishes. So solid day on Patreon. If you want to sign up for that Patreon link, it's provided down below. You get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat as well. So sign up right now. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up on the Tuesday slate here, we have the Baltimore Orioles 63-43 going up against the Toronto Blue Jays here. AL East matchup 49-57. Clear Orioles home favorites -210 on the money line with the comeback of the Blue Jays at a +170. Total runs set at 8.5. All right, for that public bet percentage, 89% of the bets coming in on Baltimore, but shockingly 69% of the money coming in on Toronto. And that does not make any sense to me here with that much sharp money and public money coming in on the side of Toronto. Total runs here, 95% of the bets towards the over and 91% of the money towards the over 8.5. For the starting pitching matchup here, Chris Bassett 8-9 with a 3.78 ERA going up against Corbin Burns 10-4 with a 2.45 ERA. Chris Bassett has been pretty solid this year. Obviously, if you're looking at his ERA, struggles here with the Toronto Blue Jays is they can't really put up runs. They've struggled mightily to score. And looking at his numbers, he's been strong against righties, but he has a major lefty issue, and the Baltimore Orioles have plenty of lefties, all right? He's given up a 1.21 home run per 9 to lefties, a 3.19 batting average to lefties, a 1.97 whip, and the xFIP is at 6.09. He's going to have to see 5 lefties in this lineup for the Baltimore Orioles, and they're all big power hitters here. So this is not a good matchup here. Corbin Burns has been phenomenal. This is a perfect matchup for him when you're going up against teams like the Mariners, the Blue Jays, the Rockies on the road, the White Sox, all these teams that struggle to score runs. This is a perfect spot for him. Give me a complete sweep here. Orioles on the money line. Orioles -1.5. And I'm going to go with the under, because I think it's going to be one-sided here, under on the 8.5 total runs. Right, next up in Great American Small Park here, Cincinnati Reds 51-55 going up against the Chicago Cubs 51-57. Cubs are road favorites here, -130 on the money line with the comeback of the Reds at a +110. Total runs set at 9. All right, for the public bet percentage here, 53% of the bets on Cincinnati, but it's opposite here when we're looking at the money, 61% of the money on the Cubs. All right, for the total runs, 84% of the bets towards the over, and 69% of the money is towards the over as well. So some sharps in public here coming in on that side of the under 9 runs here. Starting pitching matchup, Justin Steele, 2-4 with a 3.08 ERA. Frankie Montas, 4-8 with a 5.01 ERA here. Now, starting off with Frankie Montas, he's been pretty good as long as he doesn't face lefties, all right? Again, if it's righties, a whole bunch of righties, he's been absolutely fine. No issues across the board looking at his numbers. Lefties hit him mightily, all right? And that's the main reason why he has that 5 ERA. A 1.40 home run per 9, a 324 batting average to lefties as well, and a 1.68 whip. All right, he's going to see around 4 to 5 lefties here in the Chicago Cubs lineup. So that does not bode well for him in this situation. Justin Steele, on the other hand, has been elite on the road, all right, with a 2.39 ERA on the road. Low whip and low average to both lefties and righties. He has a very high strikeout rate to lefties as well. Reds got some solid lefties here, but he's going to counteract that with that big K rate he got at 30%. All right, so I'm loving Justin Steele on this mound. If you want to do first 5 with the Cubs money line, you can do that. I like the Cubs full game as well, and I am going to agree with some of that sharp money coming in on the under 9 runs in this one. Next up in Citi Fields here, we have the New York Mets 56-50 going up against the Minnesota Twins 58-47. They're just coming off a stomping here. They just dismantled the Minnesota Twins 15-2. And now in this one here, we have the Mets as -145 home favorites with the Twins on the comeback at a +120. Total runs set at an 8.5. For the public bet percentage, 92% of the bets, 99% of the money on the New York Mets here. Total runs, we have 84% of the bets towards the over and 89% of the money towards the over 8.5. All right, starting pitching matchup here, David Festa, 1-1 with an 8.16 ERA. Going up against Sean Manaea, 6-4 with a 3.74 ERA. Starting off with David Festa here, he is a complete gas can. He is bad against lefties and bad against righties. Lefties is a 2.70 home run per 9, a 333 batting average, a 1.5 whip, and the xFIP is at 5.23. Against righties, the home run per 9 is even worse at a 3.18 home run per 9, and the whip is at a 1.94. So this is a very good spot here for the New York Mets and these hot bats. They just destroyed Simeon Woods Richardson. Even though I like him, that one did not come through. The Mets are in a very prime position here to put up some more runs. Sean Manaea does have some slightly raised numbers at home with a 4.33 ERA at home. His issue is going to be lefty versus lefty matchups, but that's not going to be. They won't throw pretty much any lefties here at him at all. He's very strong against righties. If we're looking at his numbers, the big weakness was lefty versus lefties, and maybe the Twins might play Max Kepler. If not, it will be an all-righty matchup, and that bodes well for Sean Manaea, especially at home where he dominates righties in Citi Field. All right. So for this one here, I'm gonna have to go with the New York Mets. Obviously better pitching matchup, better matchup here when we're looking at batters versus Festa here. Give me Mets on the money line and the over on the 8.5 with the total. In Fenway Park here, we have the Boston Red Sox 56-49 going against the Seattle Mariners 56-52. For this matchup here, we have the Mariners as road favorites here. Again, they were road favorites on today's game on Monday and got slapped. Now we have Mariners here as road favorites again with the comeback of the Boston Red Sox as underdogs at a +105. Total runs set at 9.5. For that public bet percentage here, 53% of the bets on the Mariners, but the money here, that smart money, 84% of the money is on the Boston Red Sox, okay, on the underdog. So public underdog, okay, in this spot here. Looking at the total runs, 65% of the bets, 61% of the money towards the over 9.5 runs. For the starting pitching matchup here, Luis Castillo, 8-10 with a 3.38 ERA. Going up against James Paxton, 8-2 with a 4.43 ERA here. Luis Castillo has been phenomenal at home. That's why he has mainly that lower ERA. But on the road, it's a different story. It's a 4.11 road ERA. And he's having issues with lefty power. 1.67 home run per 9, a whip at 1.33, and the xFIP is at 5.03. So some solid lefty bats here on that Red Sox side. They can literally go 7 to 8 deep with lefties on the lineup here to counteract Luis Castillo. So that's a very strong point here. For the Red Sox and James Paxton, newly acquired. They just traded for him. Now, I told you about Zach Eflin. There was another occasion a week prior with all these new pitchers coming to a new team. They're trying to prove a point here, solidify themselves as a rotation piece, especially when it comes to that postseason, because a lot of these pitchers are going to postseason teams, just like James Paxton with the Red Sox here. I'm liking him in this matchup because the Mariners are literally the worst team in the league against opposing lefties. So there's a perfect spot here. You got the matchup against the worst team against lefty pitchers. Paxton definitely in a motivated spot here with his new team with the Red Sox, even though he already pitched for this team prior. Just some numbers when we're looking at his numbers against righties. The 1.25 home run per 9. It's a low average against righties, but the whip is at a 1.54. But across the board here, I like the Red Sox. I like the lefties going up against Castillo. Give me the underdog Red Sox +105. And if I had to choose the over-under, I'm going to go with the under 9.5 runs. Next up in Busch Stadium here, we have the St. Louis Cardinals 54-51. Going against the Texas Rangers here, 51-55. We have the Rangers as road favorites, -120 with the comeback of the Cardinals at a +100. Total run set at 8.5. All right, for the public bet percentage, 70% of the bets on the Rangers, 96% of the money here on the Cardinals. So very heavily public and sharps on the side of the Cardinals here, even more than the previous game with the Red Sox. So looking at the total runs, 80% of the bets and 70% of the money towards the over 8.5. For the starting pitching matchup here, Max Scherzer, 2-3 with a 3.57 ERA. Lance Lynn for the Cardinals, 5-4 with a 4.17 ERA. Scherzer has struggled on the road, despite the fact he's been pretty solid coming back from his injury. Very good numbers at home, but on the road it's a different story here. And mainly at this age, he's just giving up more home runs, okay? A lot of home runs as well. So against lefties, a 1.50 home run per 9 with the xFIP against lefties at a 6.21. So that's going to be a big problem here when you're looking at some lefty bats here for the Cardinals. Gorman, Alec Burleson, Ciani, some other guys in this lineup here for the Cardinals have a good spot here in the power department, and so does the righties. Max Scherzer against righties, even worse, a 2.70 home run per 9, a 293 batting average as well. So some cause of concern here, and it does kind of make sense when you look at that percentage of money coming in on the underdog Cardinals here. Lance Lynn on the other side has been very good at home with a 3.59 home ERA. He is having a little bit of a righty power issue, so there is tons of power here in that right-handed department for the Texas Rangers as well. He's giving up a 1.42 home run per 9. All right, so the question is over under. I think I'm gonna go towards the over 8.5 in this one. I think a lot of home runs on both of these sides here. I'm definitely leaning towards the side of the Cardinals hitting home runs against Max Scherzer. And give me the Cardinals on the money line. So Cardinals money line and the over 8.5 total runs. In Angel Stadium here, we have the LA Angels 46-60 going up against the Colorado Rockies here 38-69. For the odds here, Angels are home favorites -135 with the total run set at 8.5. For the public bet percentage here, no information yet on the money line, but for the total, 87% of the bets, 86% of the money towards the over 8.5 runs here. Starting pitching matchup, Cal Quantrill, 7-7 with a 4.09 ERA. Going up against Griffin Canning, the guy we love to pick on here, 3-10 with a 5.04 ERA. Starting off with Griffin Canning, we already know the story here. A righty pitcher that can't pitch to righties. He has a 4.35 ERA at home, and his numbers against righties: a 1.29 home run per 9, a 2.89 batting average, a 1.61 WHIP, and the xFIP is at 5.09. Against the lefties is bad as well. So can't pitch against righties, can't pitch against lefties. A 1.14 home run per 9, a 1.38 WHIP, and the xFIP is at 5 as well. So on both sides, bad. Cal Quantrill here, similar to Griffin Canning. He's mediocre this year, but similar in the fact that he struggles against righties as well. The difference about Quantrill is he has been a lights out against the lefties, okay? So Quantrill, very strong against lefties, but has not pitched well against righties. He's given up a 2.15 home run per 9, a 296 batting average, and a 1.43 WHIP to go along aside with an xFIP at 4.78. So in this spot here, I'm loving the over. Definitely agree with the public on the over 8.5 in this particular game. For the winner in this one, if I had to choose one, I'm going to have to lean with the side of the Rockies here. Despite the fact they do struggle on the road, this is a perfect remedy here for those woes on the road in Griffin Canning. So Rockies on the money line and the over 8.5 total. Next up in Petco Park here, San Diego Padres, 57-51 going against the Los Angeles Dodgers, 63-44. NL West battle between these two. They usually play each other tight, pretty close here between Dodgers and Giants, Dodgers and Padres, and very competitive. Dodgers are road favorites, -150 on the money line, with the comeback of the Padres at a +125. Total run set at 7.5. Public bet percentage, 88% of the bets, 100% of the money, all over the Dodgers. For the total runs, 86% of the bets, 92% of the money towards the over 7.5. Starting pitching matchup here, Tyler Glasnow, 8-6 with a 3.47 ERA, going up against Matt Waldron, 6-9 with a 3.64 ERA here. Tyler Glasnow has been elite this year, very low average to both lefties and righties. So low average, low whip. He's been phenomenal this year. The issue with him is going to be lefty power. He's given up a 1.80 home run per 9. And looking at the BBP, he has dominated the Padres. That goes for the same thing here with Matt Waldron. He's dominated the Dodgers. His home ERA is at a 4.33. He does have an issue against righties at home with a 1.73 home run per 9, a 286 batting average, a 1.27 whip as well. He's only going to see around 4 righties here in this lineup with the LA Dodgers here. And if we're looking at his 2 previous matchups, like I said, he dominated the Dodgers. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, 6 Ks. And in the other matchup, 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 4 Ks. So, hasn't been perfect, but definitely not giving up many runs. Only 3 runs in 2 games, but both of those games have been losses. All right, so For this particular matchup here, give me the Dodgers on the money line as road favorites, and I'm going to go with the under 7.5. Both of these pitchers have pitched very well against each other, or against opposing teams here. So Dodgers money line, under 7.5 for the total. Last but not least here, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, 55-51, going up against the Washington Nationals, 49-57. Looking at the current odds, -175 on the money line for the Diamondbacks with the comeback of the Nationals at a +145. Total runs set at 9.5. For the starting pitching matchup here, Patrick Corbin, 2-10 with a 5.26 ERA. Going up against Reen Nelson here, 7-6 with a 4.85 ERA. Patrick Corbin has been a gas can this year, especially on the road and at home. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he is. He's given up a 5 ERA on the road and at home. He struggled against righties with a .335 batting average, a 1.58 whip, and an xFIP is at 4.20. Against the lefties, struggling in the power department, a 1.46 home run per 9, a 294 batting average, and a 1.62 whip. So this is a very good spot here for the Diamondbacks, going up against Patrick Corbin. Reen Nelson here does have some home road splits, a 6.2 run ERA at home, so he's been pretty bad, similar to Jordan Montgomery, who's pitching right now for the Diamondbacks. Looking at some of his numbers, he's giving up low power but a hits galore to lefties here, 286 batting average, a 1.40 whip, and the xFIP is at 5.66, okay? Against righties, a 364 batting average, a 1.73 whip, and a BABIP at over 400. So not giving up home runs, but giving up a lot of hits, a lot of hits. So we're going right back to that well, over 9.5 with this total here. Obviously, they bumped it up from today's game, shockingly. That was at an 8.5 to Tuesday's game's at a 9.5. So give me the over on the total in this one. And if I had to choose a winner here, I'm going to have to lean towards the side of the Diamondbacks on the money line. I think Patrick Corbin in that bullpen is worse than Reen Nelson in their bullpen. So those are going to be our selections for the Tuesday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below. What do you like? What do you dislike? Let me know some props and maybe some parlays as well in that comment section down below. And I'll be back very soon with another video. But also remember that Patreon link is provided down below. And if you want more free bets, that bet stamp link is provided down low as well in that description. All right. Peace out.